Just came back from watching the Voyage, the last voyage of the Demeter or Demeter. I liked it. It was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. You know, I have to say, if you're into Dracula movies and stuff like that, and if you want to push aside the romanticism part of it, there's definitely the gnarly side of Dracula. I actually enjoyed this particular story. For those of you who understand and are familiar with the Dracula lore, in the Bram Stoker novel, he had to get from Romania to London, and he did it by being in a coffin on a boat on a ship that would take him there. And the name of the ship was called the Demeter. And this movie kind of covers what happened on that voyage, what happened to the crew, to the people on that voyage. Corey Hawkins played Clemens, who was this guy that just happened to have been able to, because of his incredible skills. He's a naturalist. He was able to score a trip on that ship to help out with the and to get to London. But what they didn't know is that they had Dracula in the coffin, and this movie wasn't a seducing thing. It was kind of like pick them off. It was as if they had Jason Voorhees on the ship, and he was just picking them all off bit by bit throughout the film, and nobody was spared. Nobody was spared in this movie. Let me tell you, the whole thing about, this girl or this kid. No. So get ready for what happened on the Demeter or Demeter stays there. So I thought it was an excellent, story. I thought it was well paced. I felt for the crew, for the cast, for the characters in this film. I actually kind of had a soft spot for Clemens' character, the main character, played by Corey Hawkins, because he was really trying to struggle. His whole point of his whole credo was based on, there has to be more. He wants life to make more sense, and that was his whole thing. And that was a constant theme that kept on coming up throughout the film, as Dracula started, during the nighttime hours, come out of his little thing to feed on whatever or whoever he's gonna feed on, and you'll see what I mean as you keep watching the movie. There was no mention of Van Helsing. There was no mention of the accounted dude that Dracula kind of seduced and messed up at the castle back in Romania. No mention of any of that, because that wasn't the focus. That wasn't the point. It was all about what happened in that ship during those particular weeks that they were out on sea in the Mediterranean, traveling from Romania to England. The effects were very good. You know what helped? The fact that, when Dracula came out to do most of his stuff, it was done that night. So therefore, you didn't really see too much of anything CGI-ish that looked fake. I guess the dimness and the darkness helped kind of disguise the computerized version of whatever. But there was also some good practical effects too, as well. So I like it when they mix it up a little bit, and I thought that was a nice little touch they were able to put into this movie. This film was dark. This film was serious. This film had all the elements that really, honestly, makes well for a Dracula movie. To be real, it gave me the feeling of a Dracula movie, and this was the gnarly looking, Salem's Lot looking kind of vampire we're talking about here, not the seducer. You know what I mean? He needed to feed, and he was just going through it, and the struggle with Corey Hawkins' character, Clemens, him and the captain, trying to figure out what the heck is going on, right? I enjoyed that dynamic between the two, especially, and the other crew members as well. David Dalsmalkian, if I'm saying his name right, was also in this movie. He also helps in a support role in this film. That guy's been in a lot of movies this year. I keep seeing him pop up in a lot of stuff. I'm like, my God, he was in The Boogeyman. He was in I think I saw him in Oppenheimer, even if it's for a little bit. I'm like, dude, you're all over the place. You know, how do you have time for this? My goodness, you're busy. Well, he was in here. He had a bigger role actually in the last voyage of the Demeter. Demeter. I don't know how to pronounce the thing. I'm gonna give the last voyage of the Demeter 3 coffee cups. Excellent film. Again, it sets the tone for what is to come later in the Bram Stoker novel after Dracula arrives at London with the people and the situations he has to deal with, there. I enjoyed how they were able to like really make a good story on a ship that was ill-fated for doom. By this vampire. The great great Dracula, or I'm sorry, you got to say it. Dracula. You got to say it with the accent. The Dracula. It sounds better than Dracula. So if you like that kind of thing, go for it. If you like this film, if you saw it, Last Voyage of the Demeter, come back here and talk to me. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie. Again, I gave it 3 coffee cups. It's an excellent film. I recommend it for you vampire and Dracula lovers out there. I enjoy the lore. Enjoy the lore. This is a piece of that lore that was never explored until this film. So let me know what you think. And until the next time, I'll see you again. Horror and Coffee. We're here. Take care of yourself. And if you like what you see here, please consider subscribing and give me a like. Take care.